Wildlife around the world faces threats on all fronts, from habitat destruction to climate change. But perhaps the most infamous of these threats is wildlife crime, the exploitation of wildlife and wildlife resources. This type of crime comes in many forms, including trapping, smuggling, and poaching. Wildlife crime is serious and poses significant threats to many species worldwide. But it's important to remember that many of these people take these actions not out of malice, but out of necessity, or to adhere to customs and cultural practices. So the discussion around these issues must involve local communities and provide solutions that benefit all stakeholders. Thankfully, there are many people working hard to protect the species at risk from poaching and trafficking. Conservation programs across the world are finding creative ways to prevent wildlife crime before it happens.
We are in northern Uganda, where I am standing right now. It is inside Karuma Wildlife Reserve. The community that live around the reserve here are peasant farmers.
All of us, we are just a farmer, and we base on farming. Level of education is low,
but most of the farming is done for food consumption. Particularly, these are the vulnerable people that suffer on a daily occasion because of their proximity to the park. Animal cross daily, particularly elephant crossing from the reserve to the community and then destroying that entirety livelihood.
It was a total destruction, because now after maybe the elephant comes out and destroy the crops, then you are left with nothing totally. They come at night. You wake up in the morning, you see your garden when it's totally flat, and no compensation, of course, from the government. The whole year you are like a nothing, and actually you are trying to look for the ways how you can even pay the school fees for your children. So it's really difficult.
Long before the population increased in Uganda, the elephant used to roam this entire village. So at the back of their mind, they still think this was our area. So that's why elephant is being the main animal species identified here, because of the amount of damage it does when it crosses the community. So they end up participating in wildlife crime because their crops were destroyed in overnight.
You'll find that these communities enter and then they kill wildlife within the protected area. You will notice that the communities that are bordering the park, these communities are very poor, and most of them have that mindset that you have to enter the park and do poaching.
Particularly in this area, what leads to the increase in the wildlife crime is the human-wildlife conflict.
The human-wildlife conflict incidences, you'll find that there's human injury. At times there is death caused by wildlife. We have the baboons, the bush pigs, not only the elephants. Then we also have the vervet monkeys that come out also to destroy us. The hippos at night that at times injure the fishermen when they are fishing, the crocodiles also. So that is the conflict that we have.
What WCS had been doing, we have tried so many ways in fighting this wildlife crime. We have been supporting the community conservation department in doing community awareness to the local communities, informing them about the importance of conservation, the benefit that we get from conservation. The community wildlife scout use rudimentary tools. They don't have guns. They only have vuvuzelas. They make noise. So that one is not enough to chase the animal back. But they are fast responders. We tried another issue of digging trench, 2 meters by 2 meters. Now still, you find in other places where it is very swampy, the trench cannot pass through. So you find that there was a huge gap that we left behind, and elephants still used to cross. So one notable one which came out was the issues of beehive fence. The beehive fence that we are rolling out in Uganda is designed in such a way that we put a gap of about 3 meters between the poles. So the beehive sits in between the pole, but it is connected to the second hive with a wire string, so that when elephant touch this one hive, it will cause disturbance in the second hive. So the bees will come out, and then they will look for the enemy. In this case, would have been the elephant.
With the bee fence, it's very effective, because now we are getting, we are trying to stop the elephant from crossing the community. At the same time, also we are benefiting, because you can, when you get honey at the harvesting time, when you get the honey, that one, you, after selling, actually you get something to cater for your family. Yeah, in case of even failure, the other side, maybe there was a drought in farming or what, you really get something from the honey.
The whole idea was brought up by the community. Then because we had already identified those hot spots, the places where elephant like crossing most, the swampy place, and then there are other places which we are not having any mitigation strategies. So using that map, using those locations where we had picked where elephant like crossing from the reserve to the park, those were the first point that we engaged the community to do beehive fencing.
Started very few, because we started like 7 members, but now we are many.
From the word go, you have to involve the community in every step that you take. You want to engage in implement any idea, sit down with the community. What is their opinion about it? Have they welcomed the idea? So you let them participate in generating the ideas. Then their ideas is the one that you develop. So they will ensure that there is continuity, generation to generation. They are protecting, conserving our surrounding, our most precious wildlife species, our most precious forests, because they know at the end of the day, they are benefiting.